Dr. Haney.
You know, I think the topic, the African-American music tradition, is one that is certainly timely in terms of the vast variety of music that black folks have been involved in. And we want to talk about that today. But let's start off by talking about Charles Dungey. To have you give us some information about your background, your education, your experiences, and some of the things that were important in terms of your career that eventually led you to Tennessee State University as the professor in the Department of Music and dealing specifically with jazz music. You see, we want to highlight that because we want to specialize on that in a real sense, as you do. But let's start off with you, Mr. Dungey.
Well, briefly, I am a Nashvilleian. I started playing professionally at the age of 14. I was educated in the Nashville public schools. Went to Washington Junior High School, Pearl High, with Tennessee State graduate. I was influenced by musicians and educators in the community that were professionals at what they did, but saw something in me that they thought they could develop, which I am glad for. I was given the opportunity at the age of 14 to play with a professional band, Mr. Pullen, Don Pullen, who was a great contributor to the Nashville community in the area of music and education. He brought music to the parks, the public parks, Hadley Park in particular. Started that as being a yearly function. He also was instrumental in the early Tennessee State Collegiate organization. I was offered a voice scholarship to Fisk University by Mr. Work. Dr. Work thought I had a voice that was trainable.
He's the famous one.
Very famous educator and songwriter and a producer of marvelous things that this community enjoyed for so many years. I turned Dr. Work down, his offer, because I wanted to come to Tennessee State and study the bass. Now, one of Duke Ellington's premier bassist was James Blanton, Jimmy Blanton from Chattanooga, Tennessee. So I thought if Jimmy Blanton could come to Tennessee State, certainly it would be good enough for me, and maybe some of his marvelous talents could rub off and his spirit could give me the right notes. I'm glad I made the decision. I had wonderful training here through Dr. Smith, W.O. Smith, who was just coming on board when I came in as a freshman. I went on to study privately with George Zimmerman, who was on faculty at the Juilliard School. That's the music school of Columbia University in New York. My other experiences were with